Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a speculative DeFi project on the Binance Smart Chain, and this project has, in my opinion, a decent chance to kind of like explode. It has been in a downtrend, just like all the other coins recently, but I do feel like this project has something little bit slightly different and much more trustworthy compared to several other shady projects on Binance Smart Chain. And this project is called MERL, or the MERL token, right? Again, as always guys, I highly recommend you guys to do your research on any of the projects that we cover on our channel. And for this project, I recommend you guys to go to their wiki page, which is basically merlinlab.gitbook.io. So you can access this by going to their actual website, which is merlinlab.com, and then when you scroll at the bottom, you have this wiki option at the bottom right, and if you click on that one, it will take you to this page, right? Or you can directly type this on your browser and search for this page specifically by going to merlinlab.gitbook.io, right? So what is Merlin Lab? Again, Merlin Lab is basically an auto-compounding yield aggregator with an ecosystem optimized to focus on safe and sustainable maximum yield return. So just like several projects on Binance Smart Chain that have auto-compounding features, Merlin Lab is a auto-compounding yield aggregator, right? Maybe you can sort of think of this as a similar project to Beefy Finance or something like that, right? With an ecosystem optimized to focus on safe and sustainable maximum yield return. So after the yield aggregator craze that arose thanks to Yearn Finance being the first project to implement that on the Ethereum blockchain, there have been several yield aggregators not only on the Ethereum blockchain but also on Binance Smart Chain and now in Polygon as well, which are trying to maximize yield and also try to get the safest possible way to get the maximized yield as possible, right? So that's basically the direction where yield aggregators are shifting because of high competition within the industry. Yield aggregators must make sure that they first of all capture a lot of value for their clients, right? Because if you see, there are yield aggregators which have shady, kind of like smart contracts that also uses bots which can be hacked, and also, if there's a small issue with the code, it can be easily exploited by inexperienced developers as well, right? So those have been some of the major threats for yield aggregators. But in the world of yield aggregators, it seems like Merlin Lab is basically trying to not only offer a better alternative but also much more trustworthy and a relatively safer alternative, right? So that's basically where Merlin Lab is at. Merlin takes care of gas costs, APY tracking, optimal yield strategies, security with the goal of maximizing DeFi users' yield farming at the lowest possible cost. All APY and APRs displayed are inclusive of fees. So again, when it comes to yield aggregators, not a lot of people tend to analyze different yield aggregators to see which one is the best option, right? In my personal opinion, I feel like Beefy is kind of like offering some of the best yield aggregations on the Binance Smart Chain, and obviously Yearn Finance on the Ethereum blockchain. There are several other yield aggregators in different blockchains, but it seems like Beefy is expanding to different blockchains including Phantom and Polygon, and trying to make those places have users who are not only familiar with Beefy Finance on the Binance Smart Chain, but they can also trust the team that's backing Beefy Finance, right? There was projects like Value DeFi, which were at some point better yield aggregators, but due to several hacks and exploits, I think Value DeFi is slowly fading away from some of the most reputed brands by being some of the most reputed brands, and now it's kind of like one of the least reputed and the least trustworthy smart contracts. So people who used value DeFi, or people who got severely exploited from several yield aggregators, are trying to use a safe and secure option with low fees, obviously. And Binance Smart Chain offers that in the form of MERL Lab, and they basically take care of gas costs. They provide the best APY tracking. They also provide the optimal yield strategies within their platform, and security is one of their main priority, which we'll see through their website, that they have been audited by several reputed blockchain firms, that kind of increases the trust level for new users, right? And if you see, one of the main things that yield aggregators do sneakily, some of them kind of include like a performance fee, which obviously is unique to different platforms, but they also have separate fees that is not very clear to most users. And when they do a deposit or a withdrawal, they surprisingly encounter these hidden fees, which are not properly advertised on their website, right? But for MERL Lab, what they are trying to do is trying to incorporate the fees within the APY and APR calculation. So all you'll be seeing is the true potential for the farm, rather than some random number with hidden fees included in that, which causes surprise to several users, especially the ones who play with small amounts of cash, right? So MERL Lab aims to be this go-to DeFi yield aggregator on the Binance Smart Chain, which also offers auto compounding features, right? Why did we build MERL? So one of the main question is, why should I use this DeFi platform compared to some other DeFi platform? The rise of decentralized finance, or DeFi, has been an incredible boon for the entire cryptocurrency sector. Despite the surge in DeFi products on Binance Smart Chain, there are no functional farming projects that truly facilitate users holistically. MERL combines yield maximization with functionality, delivering an all-encompassing DeFi platform. We recognize the exponential benefit in auto compounding and the value in accumulating key cryptocurrencies such as BTCB, which is Binance's version of Binance Smart Chain version of Bitcoin, ETH, BNB, Cake, etc. So we built a yield aggregator that helps to auto compound your assets, an ecosystem that helps to earn more cryptocurrencies, aka BTCB, ETH, BNB, Cake, etc., by staking their native token called MERL, right? So again, one of the main reasons why MERL exists as a project is basically to facilitate the highest yield strategies in a manner that auto compounds by using smart contracts, and thereby providing a much more convenient way for people to earn the highest yields in the safest way, right? And I think MERL Lab is kind of like a platform that will potentially become much more successful, not only within the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem, but if it branches out to platforms like Polygon and other blockchains, it can also kind of capture some decent market shares there as well, right? So one of the main focuses of MERL Labs is to obviously focus heavily on popular cryptocurrencies, because if you see several other platforms, they tend to focus on exotic cryptocurrencies which are less popular and extremely volatile and highly risky, and they offer several 1000% APY, which not only poses significant risk but also poses an opportunity for people to get wrecked, right? And that's something that people should definitely avoid. But MERL Labs, on the other hand, they try to focus on the top performing cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, ETH, Binance Coin, Cake, and so on and so forth. not only within the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem, but also tokens that are outside of the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem, so that people can safely, park these cryptos on Merlin Lab and earn some high yielding auto compounding effect on their tokens as well. And also one of the other features is that, let's say projects, there are projects that offer extremely high yield, and they pay out on their own native cryptocurrency, right? The risk of holding those native exotic altcoins are that if the platform starts tanking, then their cryptocurrency, the native cryptocurrency of the platform, like drastically reduces in value, thereby making them worthless over time, right? But in order to prevent that from happening, Merlin Lab is kind of using the same strategy that PancakeSwap uses, whereby PancakeSwap platform has syrup pools where you can deposit your cake tokens to earn other cryptocurrencies. So Merlin Lab also has this feature where you can deposit your MERL tokens, which is the native token of Merlin Lab, and you can earn extremely valuable cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Cake, and so on and so forth. So that kind of adds a little bit more uniqueness to Merlin Lab, because many yield aggregating platforms don't really offer such versatility, right? And that's something that makes Merlin Lab slightly more unique compared to even popular platforms like Beefy Finance, right? So that's basically the quick overview. Again, if you want to go through this project in detail, which I highly recommend you guys to do, you can access this page and you can read about their security and audits and how they focus on security and learn more about this project, right? Again, just to be clear, I'm not really sponsored by this project, or I haven't received any form of compensation by Merlin Lab to make this video. Everything that I say in this video is truly my own perspective about this project. This does not contain financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so please bear that in mind, right? So let's go to their actual website, which is merlinlab.com. Again, they have this Beefy / PancakeSwap / several other even I feel like I'm in Pancake Bunny sometimes by going to this website. So it's kind of like an amalgamation of different projects, websites combined together. That's basically the feeling that you'd get when you're in merlinlab.com. Obviously, you can connect it with your wallet, and right off the bat, they're basically stating that they're basically auto compounding and earning BTCB, ETH, BNB, and extra MERL with a total of $213 million worth of tokens deposited on their website, right? And this is constantly increasing, as you can see from the real-time ticker. And if you see their platform is not only audited once, but they're audited 3 times by 3 independent audit firms, Hacken, Certic, and Heichi. Again, despite being audited by 3 independent platforms, that still doesn't mean that this project is 100% safe. An audit is obviously very good for a project's reputation, but this project can still be a high risk project, especially with all the hacks, flash loan attacks, and exploits that's happening on the Binance Smart Chain. You should definitely bear extreme caution when you're putting your money on this platform, and especially when you're planning to buy this token, right? Because it can easily go to zero, and you should not invest more than what you're willing to lose, right? So having said that, it is still important to obviously appreciate the fact that they have been audited by 3 different platforms. It does make them slightly more secure than projects that are only audited once or twice, or only by 1 or 2 firms. So this is kind of like a bit better. And the thing is, the audit firms are also very well known. Hacken is one of the most popular auditing firms. Certic and Heichi are also other popular auditing firms that not only focus on Binance Smart Chain based project, but also in several other cryptocurrency projects on other blockchains as well, right? So that's that. And then if you want to buy the MERL token, obviously after doing your own research, this is the original contract ID. You can also get this contract ID from Coin Market Cap or CoinGecko, but the website is probably the best place to get it, right? You also have a jackpot round similar to how they have this lottery feature on PancakeSwap. It's kind of like a carbon copy of that. Works the same way. It's very simple to use, and you can basically participate in the lottery, right? So right off the bat, their native token has its own kind of like pool, where if you stake MERL tokens, you can earn 388.3% APY, which is basically APR compounding, with the compounding feature, right? And this is auto compounding. So when you deposit your MERL tokens, you basically earn APR of 158.92 and APY of 388.30, which is extremely high, right? And the best thing about this pool, and something that this project has made it very uniquely, their own trait, is you can not only earn rewards paid out in wrapped BNB, ETH, or Bitcoin, you can also choose which reward you want to earn, right? You can basically choose between wrapped BNB, ETH, and Bitcoin, and earn the APY paid out in those other tokens, which is something which I believe most projects should start to implement. They should kind of give choices to users for using their platform, and they should also try to reward users in a multitude of valuable cryptocurrencies rather than just giving more versions of themselves. So that's something that I really found very interesting, and something that I really hope many projects will implement, right? So by depositing MERL tokens, you can earn 388.30 APY paid out in any token of your choice amongst the three that's listed here, which is basically wrapped BNB or ETH or BTC, right? So that's very, very interesting. Apart from that, you can also stake your LP tokens and earn obviously ridiculous APYs, obviously taking into account the impermanent loss that will be incurring when you deposit LP tokens. But if you're willing to take the impermanent loss, then your APR and APY would be significantly higher, and there are pools that tell you what you will be earning as a token. If you see for the MERL BNB LP, if you stake that, you will be earning your rewards in MERL tokens, which you can further stake on the top pool to earn Bitcoin or Ethereum or even Binance coin as well, right? So if you have cake tokens, you can stake it here for a 188.62% APY, and you'll be earning rewards in both MERL tokens as well as cake tokens. So the pool APY, which is basically the reward that you'll be getting as cake tokens, is going to be 78.56% of your deposit, and the remaining percent will be paid out to you in MERL tokens, right? So again, please bear in mind that these APY percentages and APR percentages also include any potential fee. So this basically is the final percentage that you'll be earning, right? There's also several pools that if you are providing liquidity, you can maybe stake and earn cake and MERL, or even you can get rewarded in more LP tokens and MERL tokens as well. So those are some interesting kind of like pools. And if you see, they mostly have a lot of LP pools, and at the end they have this magical launch promo, which I believe it's not live yet, or probably it might have ended already, but I'm not really sure. But that's something that I don't think you can participate. But if you are able to participate in that, you will be able to earn yourself wrapped BNB. But since the APR or APY is 0, I believe it's already over, right? But ignoring that, you can basically see that you have a lot of options when it comes to LP tokens, and two major options when it comes to the single staking tokens, right? And I believe that they'll keep adding more and more features to this. You can obviously see the lottery, similar to PancakeSwap's lottery feature. You also have NFT options, which is also pretty much similar to PancakeSwap's NFT features. The wiki is obviously something that we already went through. The roadmap is something that you obviously want to keep an eye out for. They have performed several audits, and I think the HE audit is still in progress, so it will be done soon. But they have been audited by Hacken and Certic, and white hat expert Waterpug, which is another, I believe, less well-known audit firm. Their roadmap is kind of like quite a bit more less detailed, so you can easily go through that and see where they are going to be in a few years time. If you want to see their relevance, all that thing can be seen through the roadmap, right? If you want to buy this token, then you can basically buy it from PancakeSwap, but I believe that there are several other decentralized exchanges where you can also buy this token from, right? So that's pretty much it when it comes to MERL Lab. So let's go back to the CoinGecko page for MERL, and again, this token is currently unranked on CoinGecko, and therefore it's still relatively early. The project is the token is worth $25.88 at the time of making this video, and it recently had a minor dip of 2.9% in the past 24 hours. You can also find the contract address, or if you want to add this token to your MetaMask directly, you can click on the fox icon next to the contract address, and that will automatically add this token to your wallet, right? So again, the market cap information is not really available, but I believe that this token could be somewhere less than $10 to $15 million in market cap. Still a very new project. The total supply and circulating supply information is not very clear, but it seems like the circulating supply or the total supply for this token could be very low. That kind of justifies the price point, and it seems like this token is a very scarce token, which is something that I personally like. Any token that's less than 100 million tokens in max supply is a good token when it comes to tokenomics, because it includes scarcity as a factor, which will definitely be one of the factors that will cause for the token price to increase in the future, right? Based on that, it seems like there's only 121,000 tokens as a max supply or a circulating supply. Again, I'm not really sure because that information is not available, but it does seem to make sense that based on the price point, there could be extremely less supply of this token, and therefore it has a high potential to explode, right? So if you take the charts again, the chart has been pretty flat, and this token has been on a downtrend since mid-May of this year, when the token price was initially valued at $128.90, and then it has been kind of sliding down, be reaching an all-time lows of about $16, and now it's kind of like slowly moving above the $25 mark. But I think this token can break below the $25 point and go below the $20 point and kind of move sideways for a bit, right? Again, it's still a very early token. Since the token is very recent, the traction that it's getting is very slow and also is quite low. But if you do invest in this project, firstly, you're investing on an extremely volatile and high risk project. Although they have been audited for several firms, they are still risky, so please bear in mind, and whatever money you put on this token can potentially be worth extremely low in the upcoming months, right? If you see the chart, you can clearly see that this token was worth $125, and people who had bought this token at that price point are literally like at the lowest point, and therefore they've lost a lot of money. So the best bet for this token is to go up, because if you see, it's been in a constant downtrend, and there's no other place where it can go compared to other than going upwards, right? So I think this token can pump, but bear in mind that this is a risky project. But if you take the tokenomics and the unique value proposition that it's offering, it seems to me that this token can definitely cross its all-time highs at some point in the distant future. It's not going to happen anytime soon, so you're basically buying into a speculative volatile token, right? So just bear that in mind. So if you take the Bitcoin comparative, on the other hand, again, the similar trend can be seen with the Bitcoin comparative as well, where this token was initially worth 240,000 satoshis, and then it's been currently trading at 72,000 satoshis, which is quite a big blow. But I believe that this token can go even lower, and it can definitely break below the 70,000 Satoshi easily, and then even be trading somewhere between 70 to 65,000 Satoshis, right? So if you are looking to buy this token at these dollar price points and Bitcoin price point, then this is a good buy opportunity, right? If you see the Ethereum comparative, on the other hand, it hasn't been as bad as the Bitcoin or the dollar comparative, because the token was initially worth 0.03 Ether per token, but now it's worth 0.01 Ether per token. So the Ether comparative hasn't been struggling, but I do believe that this token can go below the 0.01 Ether pretty soon, and that will probably be a good buy opportunity, right? So when it comes to the hierarchy of buying opportunities, I think the dollar and the Bitcoin comparative are really good buying opportunities. For Ethereum comparative, I think it is good, but it can go lower, right? So that's something that I want you guys to note. When it comes to locations where you can buy this token, you can basically buy it from PancakeSwap using wrapped BNB, and I also believe that you can buy it with BUSD. So that's probably the only option that you have. I don't really know if there's any centralized exchanges that have listed this token, but it doesn't seem like it as of now. But there could be some tier 3 or tier 2 centralized exchanges that could list this token in the future, right? But if you are buying this token, you are buying a risky asset that is extremely volatile and that doesn't really have a lot of liquidity when it comes to centralized and decentralized exchanges. But with the risk comes the reward of this token pumping extremely hard and maybe crossing the $100 mark pretty soon, right? It depends on how much traction this token gets and how much directionality they have when it comes to their roadmap, right? So one other point that I have to make is that this token is available on Beefy Finance, which means you can basically earn a decent reward on Beefy Finance by staking this token. But if you are buying this token, first of all, make sure that you don't buy more than what you can lose. I would probably suggest you to earn this token rather than buy this token, which means if you have some LP tokens from PancakeSwap that are potentially going to make you MERL tokens on Merlin Lab website, you can possibly deposit those LP tokens from PancakeSwap and then stake it on Merlin Lab to earn this token passively. And once you have sufficient amount of MERL tokens, you can basically deposit them on Beefy Finance, or you can deposit on their own platform and earn Bitcoin, wrapped BNB, or Ethereum, right? So you have multiple different strategies, but it seems like your options are going to be quite limited with MERL token. But I do feel like a lot of projects will continue to add lots of yield aggregating platforms within Binance Smart Chain will add MERL token as their one of the tokens, right? So again, remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.